Texas escaped the Red River rivalry with a victory, now trying to go to Missouri and continue its dominance over the Tigers. Hey, how are you folks? Jason Horowitz, glad to be with you on the College Football Preview Show, presented by Tyson Anytizers, the third-ranked Longhorns in Columbia. Let's bring in CBS Sports' Spencer Tillman to break this down. And Spence, the initial BCS standings came out. Texas is number 3. A lot of people saying, they're not there with Alabama and Florida. Where are you in your mind compared to what Texas is around the nation?
Well, listen, you know where I am on record as saying that Florida and Alabama are the best teams in the nation, but I'm kind of with Mac Brown on this one. If this were an SEC game referring to the Oklahoma-Texas outcome, everybody called it sloppy and so forth, we'd be celebrating the fact that it was a great defensive struggle. So I'm with Mac on this one. I think that Texas was in a contest with a very, very motivated Oklahoma team who only had the Big 12 championship as their target to shoot for, out of the national championship picture with 2 losses at that time, now 3. So, listen, I give Texas credit for being there in that 3 spot. They deserve it. Yeah,
they do, and they keep winning, and that'll be the other thing. If they keep winning and don't lose the rest of the way, then they're going to control their own destiny, because Florida or Alabama has to lose, because they'd play each other if they get to that point in the SEC championship. In this game, Spence, you got Colt McCoy, and he's been taking a lot of heat. He's got the injured thumb. Is there something going on with this Texas offense that just doesn't look right to you?
Well, you know what? Listen, we always known that Colt McCoy had those crazy cartoon-like efficiency numbers last year. Short, intermediate passes, got a bunch of them to Shipley, and then he makes something happen after that. He doesn't have a truly go-to number 2 that's a surefire guy that will score every time, and that makes it much easier for defenses. Fozzie Whitaker came in, the running back, and did a decent job. But they still need, I believe, a marquee running back to take the pressure off Colt McCoy. If you go back and look at that Oklahoma game, when Colt started to run the football on the draw in particular that extended the last drive, I think that's really the difference there. If he has to revert back to the 08 Colt McCoy, they're going to be in trouble. But it may be what they have to do to get some running production.
He's got to hang on to the football, too. A couple of turnovers. Yep. Texas had 3 of them in the game with Oklahoma. Spencer, Missouri, you're talking about a team that gave up 27 points in the 4th quarter 2 weeks ago to Nebraska. Last week did not score a point in the second half at Oklahoma State. Is this just not the same offense that we were used to seeing with Chase Daniel and company the last couple of years?
Well, it's certainly not. I mean, you go back a couple of years ago, they had a great tight end in Rucker. They lost Kaufman last year. No Jeremy Macklin. There's a lot of offensive weapons, not to mention, of course, Chase Daniel. There's a lot of weapons that just aren't there. I can't help but have a sense of opportunity lost for this Missouri team, the 2-time defending Big 12 North champions, 0-2 hole in conference play right now, and they've missed a great opportunity to put this thing in perspective with a couple of the favorites, Nebraska and Kansas, falling last week. Instead, Missouri fails to capitalize on their loss, and they're in the cellar in the Big 12 North. This is a great opportunity loss for them.
Yeah, it was. Behind teams like Kansas State, who, by the way, leads the Big 12 North after dominating Texas A&M.
Imagine that.
Yeah, right. What about that after dominating Texas A&M last weekend? All right, Spence, Texas got a great defense. They showed that last week. Coming after, looking to prove something here. You like the Longhorns big this weekend?
I like the Longhorns to redeem themselves, and if you can call it that, because I think they did a fine job defensively against Oklahoma anyway. But I like Texas. I like them to be strong. I like the offense to really find itself. I like Colt to show that he can get something past 7-8-yard dinks and dunk down the field. And it may be Fozzie Whitaker, but they're going to get run production some way.
Well, they've only lost once since 1916 to Missouri, trying to keep that in line, and then go to Oklahoma State the next week. So this is a tough stretch here for the Longhorns. We'll see how it plays out. Spence, thank you very much, sir.
All right, Jason, we'll see you, buddy.
All right, folks, for more on this game, be sure to stay right here with CBSSports.com and check out Spencer Tillman Saturday on CBS with Tim Brando and the company on the College Football Today. For Spencer Tillman, I'm Jason Horowitz. That'll do it for the College Football Preview Show, presented by Tyson Anytizers, the meaty Good Man Snack. Take care, folks.